Greetings, fellow Sicilians, and welcome back to Medieval 2 Total War, where, I don't know, it's late at night. I'm feeling a little bit, quieter than usual. And, we're currently besieging Thessalonica. We're also besieging, Tripoli. Excuse me, I was, slowing down for a bit, watching YouTube as a... that's something a lot of other YouTubers apparently don't do. Like, I guess they just get so tired of uploading videos that, they don't, actually upload. Now, with this series, I, realized that there may be some concern with its survival, because the last series I made of a game that wasn't, a Paradox game was, I think that was, yeah, it was Mountain Blade. And a lot of people were really concerned because Mountain Blade didn't really survive. I didn't think it was really getting enough views to, like, justify its existence. But now that I've got a more dedicated viewer base, I'm...
Lord, we have conquered.
See here, these people are probably mostly the wrong religion, but let's go ahead and occupy anyway. Guy is crap, we're not going to marry him. So anyway, yeah, as for the long-term survival of this series, I realized some people were, like, really concerned about it, understandably, I would say. And I want to say that I have a newfound dedication for actually trying to finish this series. I do love Medieval 2 very much, and, even if it doesn't get a lot of views, I am still, hell-bent on saving it as a series and finishing it at least. Now, somebody suggested that we turn Tunis here into a town, and I think that's a great idea, and I'm going to go ahead and do it, because we do just have way too many castles in this area. And as a matter of fact, turning like Ajaccio here into a town is also not a crazy idea that I might do. Because right now we need money more than we need troops. It's kind of the theme that we've got here. Now, we are currently besieging Thessalonica. We do not have any siege weapons with which to assault. Let's see, they have a ballista, they have some heavy cavalry, they've got some spear militia. I think our army can take them. We've got our 2 units of dismounted Norman knights, as we've established, expert men capable of doing pretty much anything. If we wanted to wait a couple turns, like 3 turns, we could get like 1 more unit of the dismounted Normans. Now, I just noticed we are capable of hiring some of these Muslim archers, and I think we're going to do that. One thing... Oh, wow, that missile attack of 9 is actually pretty devastating. I'm a big fan of that, but anyway, before I got distracted. So, yeah, I think we're going to try to assault as is. We do need to build some siege weapons. I was going to siege this one out originally, I think, but I think I'd rather just build 2 siege towers and a ram.
Besieging forces reporting, my lord.
That's absolutely fine, I think. And let's see, anything else we want to do at the moment? Venice could use a public order building if we can actually afford one. Let's build a church. I think there's actually like rebels in this province that are causing this this discontent, basically. We do have an army here in Florence. 3 units of dismounted Norman knights, some Italian spear militia, peasant archers, 2 units of normal Norman knights. That, honestly, all together combined could probably easily defeat this Holy Roman garrison. But if we attack the Holy Roman Empire as we are right now, we may be biting off a bit more than we could chew. That being said, do we have a brothel in any of these towns we can train to spy from? We do have one in Florence, but we don't have enough money to actually, like, pursue that. Interesting. Alright, well, let's see, we're building some roads in that province, which is good. Durazzo is doing very well. It's kind of exploding in terms of population, which is great. Florence is actually ready to upgrade, so we're going to hope to get some money from that. Now, one thing I'm interested in is how much is the religious disorder causing... The religious unrest is causing quite a bit of unrest, so when we take Thessalonica, we're probably going to exterminate the populace. Although, in terms of, I don't think Guido would actually do that. Guido is a very chivalrous man. At most, he might sack a city. I don't think he would actually exterminate the populace. That's just not who he is. He's not an exterminator. He doesn't do that. So, he's not going to do that. I understand that, like me personally as a person, I'm like, hey, he would definitely do that. But, yeah, no. Guido is not the kind of man who would do that sort of thing.
We have word for you.
The Holy Romans want to trade with us. They don't like us very much, but we'll trade.
The Kaiser will be... Thank you for your time. It was useful.
Looks like the Milanese are attacking.
My lord, the enemy lays siege. What shall we do?
Now, do they actually have enough men to, like...
Was that an attack?
They've got their family member, and we've got a group of peasants. Alright, obviously less than ideal. Let's, gather an army here.
Move out! Back to land, men.
And we'll
We will
go
see you
take this
at
guy out when we get a chance. And then we'll probably go and attack them wholesale, because we're not going to put up with this. Another fleet might actually be terrifying.
The enemy.
They do have a lot of war galleys, so let's get our fleet back to port,
Full sails.
because we don't want to fight that. We're not really equipped for it. I just hate how much ships cost in this. Like these war galleys each cost almost as much as a dismounted Norman knight in terms of like upkeep, which is just insane to me. Like, it's just way too much for something that you barely use. Let's see, this province of Corinth, we could build paved roads, but I don't really see the point. I will build a small chapel just to, you know, start converting the province. Let's see, Durazzo is doing just fine. Now, Florence was ready to grow, so I think we will upgrade the castle walls. Tunis, still turning into a town. Tripoli, as a castle, now has a road. We're also going to build a farm to encourage its growth. If we could get a fortress there to kind of lead us into Egypt, that would be pretty fantastic. Although, building a port would probably be a better idea, just because getting units from here to Egypt is going to take a very long time of walking. Unless we're on a crusade. Some German just died. Not sure how, but... Holy Roman agent. Not really surprised that he was, you know, spying on us, by any means.
Alright,
Alright, let's go fight this guy.
as my lord wills, we march to battle. The day is
Let's just
ours.
auto-resolve,
The
yeah.
enemy.
He knew the risks.
The day is ours, lord. The enemy are beaten. My lord, a good day's march ends. Your Majesty.
Let's train some peasant archers here, because we're going to be assaulting the Milanese. It looks like the Pope has landed near the Milanese as well. And we are still technically at war with the Holy Romans. I thought we had gone to peace with them, but apparently not. Unfortunately for us, the Pope likes the Milanese and the Holy Romans more than he likes us for some reason. Oh, I did not mean to click the end turn button, but... whatever, I guess. I will marry our princess to this guy. He's a decent enough man. Alright, the Pope is dead. Let's vote. I don't know if we should vote for ourselves or not, but let's do it since we have two cardinals, I guess. Hey! We won the vote by a landslide. Beautiful. In His Holiness's eyes, Sicily's faith is an inspiration to all of Christendom. And he really hates Venice. He doesn't like the Holy Roman Empire, and he really doesn't like the Milanese. So hey, that really turned out in our favor, didn't it?
Yes.
What luck.
March. Your Majesty.
So, I want to know. It says these peasants have armor. In reality, they just have pants. It's the primary difference between the types of peasant archers, as it were. All right, let's go ahead and assault Thessalonica. We've got the men. We've got the
Honorably, my lord.
we've got the siege equipment. Let's do it. All right, Guido is a much better commander. We've got more men. He does have the castle advantage, but I'm not really worried about it
God will help the faithful prevail.
because we have Norman knights. Let those who once fought against brothers and relatives now rightfully fight against barbarians. Pope Urban II. I love that they put quotes in the loading screen. Kind of gives you something to think about before the battle. Alright, here we are.
Soldier, on my order.
Let's think about how we want to deploy here. First of all, need to change the camera setting because this is a new session. There's just no way, like, I haven't found a way to, like, change it outside of, like, doing it in battle, and the default, like, camera is just so bad in terms of controls. Like, one of the, you know, major flaws with this game, I would say. Alright, we've got a group of dismounted Norman Knights manning the ram. We've got a group of dismounted Norman Knights on a siege tower. And we've got some armored sergeants on a siege tower as well. I'm not sure how I really feel about them being on a siege tower. I don't think they're really that good at it, but we'll see what happens. Alright, let's take a look at what they got on the walls. They've got some town militia, not a lot of them. Looks like these are where another group of their spear militia are. There aren't even really that many infantry defending the gate, so I'm debating with myself whether or not it would be worth it to actually assault the walls. I think doing it with these dismounted Norman Knights would be a good idea. But as for the armored sergeants, I think it would almost be better if they manned the ram, so that they took the brunt of the casualties. Since well, I think the Normans actually do have better armor, don't they? Yeah, they have much better armor. So we'll let the Normans take the damage. But then once we actually breach the wall, we're gonna want these armored sergeants kind of nearby to kill the cavalry. We've got some archers. We'll go ahead and move them into position. Now we do have a lot of cavalry in this army, but I don't think we're going to need any of it. Amazingly, all the same, I still love the look of these Norman Knights. They're just so brutal looking. Yeah, I admit I don't even know where Normans come from or what their culture is and why they spread to the four corners of the earth. Well, apart from conquest, of course. Looks like we are taking some casualties. We should probably put these units into loose formation before we batter the gates here. Even though unfortunately these walls are going to kill quite a few of our men on the approach, as it seems. Looks like they have set the ram on fire. It's very unfortunate for us. But I think it's going to be okay. I think we can still wrest control of the gates simply by virtue of attacking with our Norman Knights. And it looks like they set the other siege tower on fire as well. Okay, these walls are getting pretty ridiculous, so let's fall back.
It's the devil's work. Our siege towers have been destroyed. Now we must fight harder to get to our foe.
A little bit of an embarrassing assault here that they're, crushing our siege towers like this, but it's okay. We still have a second one. If this fails, then we'll just retreat and rebuild siege equipment, I guess. Now, are these... I wonder if these, archers are actually inflicting any casualties, or if they're just, taking damage, basically.
By the grace of God, our siege towers are at the walls. Our enemy has nowhere to hide now.
Alright, our men are assaulting the wall. Again, no idea if these archers are even doing anything by shooting at the walls. My answer is that it seems unlikely, in my experience. Alright, got some men breaching the wall. See if we can't get the second Norman group up there as well.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
And as we expected, our Normans are absolutely crushing these Byzantine spearmen. Brutal. Oh goodness. They're just so brutally effective, you know? Looks like the second group is getting stuck in as well. Looks like our archers are actually managing to do some damage. As you can see, a few of these men have died. Not a lot, but a few.
Heavy infantry! Heavy infantry! Heavy infantry! Heavy infantry!
Alright, we're going to send the second group over to go clear out those archers. Unfortunately, it looks like our second unit is kind of getting stuck here on the wall, but we're going to move them through. And we are definitely going to go after these, these archers now. Men kind of collecting themselves. All right, men, let's move out. Into the breach, down the stairs, out the other side, and here we are. Into the battle. Glorious battle. My goodness, it's a massacre. These Byzantine spearmen have no hope. No chance.
Heavy infantry! Heavy infantry!
Interestingly, these archers are almost more, and of course as my voice cracks, are almost a bigger threat than the spearmen, just from what I've seen of their melee capabilities. Oh, got him in the gut. Oh, yeah, he's done. Really good, battles going on here. Men are certainly earning their keep today.
Heavy infantry!
Getting a good amount of experience for it as well. Now, from what I understand about this veterancy, really the chevrons only matter on like the third, so like the beginning of each new tier. So, like bronze chevron is better than like none, and then to actually get better, you need like silver, and then one gold is where you really need to be. After that, it really doesn't matter that much, from what I understand, at least in this game. In later Total Wars, they revised this system basically. The men are getting a little bit tired. It's true. And this fight on the walls could take a bit. We're going to speed things up a little bit.
Favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Unfortunately, we are just taking a lot of damage from these archer towers, and I would love to, like, stop that, but I mean, our men are kind of just stuck fighting this battle on the walls until then. I have faith in our men, but it is going to be a brutal fight.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Alright, Norman Knights taking a brutal beating, but thankfully the remainder, the majority of the enemy troops are cavalry, which means that our spearmen are going to be able to walk in and kind of clean things up, as it were. as these Byzantines just hold on for dear life. Alright, we need to go take over the gates. Stop these archer towers from killing any more of our men than they already have. We are getting very close. Unfortunately, these Norman knights are very tired. Moving at a snail's pace, as it were. Which is going to make the final assault kind of, even more brutal. This episode's going to run for a long time, and that's kind of the nature of the beast when it comes to making these Total War playthroughs. Some of these battles just take a while.
We have captured the enemy's walls.
Alright, we've captured the gate, which means we can send in the spearmen. Unfortunately, they still own some of the archer towers here. Which really freaking sucks. Lost quite a chunk of our archers as well. Those archer towers are just devastating. Sheesh. Alright, it's up to the spearmen. From this point onward. There's just this massive clump of bodies here. Alright, looks like the Byzantines have lost their archer towers. This is good news. Now, it probably didn't help that our Norman knights were in loose formation. And should have been in tight formation when they actually assaulted the walls, but, unfortunate things happen. Not sure what the Byzantine cavalry are doing here, but we are going to continue our march. Alright, the Byzantine cavalry have moved back into position here. We're just going to have our spearmen charge in. I did forget to move in one of my groups of spearmen. I think it'll be okay anyway, though. We just outnumber them by so much, and the majority of what they have left is cavalry anyway. So our spearmen are just going to tear them to pieces, basically. Especially once these armored sergeants get in from the side.
In our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be
Looks like this group of militia are trying to come in from the back, but we're just gonna have to kill them off. The sergeant spearmen taking some losses. All right, let's get these armored sergeants in position to kind of flank these cavalry here. All right.
We are blessed.
Aha!
The enemy general is dead. We have sent the idiot to hell.
And yes, I know, being in the circle means that they're not going to retreat anytime soon, and that's perfectly okay with me. Now, we've killed both of their generals, but, these bodyguards both fighting to the death is going to cause some problems. As a matter of fact, I am going to bring in our heavy cavalry. See if we can't get our units into a schiltrum. It may be a little too late for them, unfortunately, but...
Praise the saints.
Alright, this is a little ugly, but...
Only half our force remains.
We just really need to kill these guys.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Ugh, what a mess.
All of Christendom will be awed by the victory.
Lost a
we have
lot
won
more
here
men there
today.
than we absolutely needed to, unfortunately. But I mean, we took a city out of it, and most of these regiments are going to recover anyway, so not really as worried about it as I probably should be, but
we thank you for delivering us.
at any rate, Guido once again is proving his might. We are going to sack this settlement, you know, take some of the population out, but get 8,500 florins out of it. And apparently we don't even need to, like, repair anything. Immediately I'm going to rebuild this mining network, because 530 florins per turn is incredible. Alright, so, some of these men really need to go home and need to, like, replenish and rejuvenate, so let's grab all those troops that need to go home. Need to go back to a castle. Send them back to Corinth. They'll get there in another turn, and they can reinforce from there. Which leaves the garrison with a single spearman unit and some archers with our heavy cavalry. I think they'll be fine. I don't think any... Well, this Byzantine counterattack may be troublesome. If they get close to the city, we may have to just retreat and recuperate, because that is a lot of men, actually.
Come face me.
Your orders, noble one.
Why don't we put a watchtower up?
Of course, my lord. Establishing a tireless watch here.
We would see you dead.
I mean, the fact that they have even, like, 2 units of Byzantine infantry in that army is kind of terrifying, as it were. But anyway, this episode's gone on for quite a bit longer than I usually like to make my episodes. Again, you know, Curse of Medieval 2 is that, you know, it's going to be a thing. Wouldn't be a problem if my internet were faster. Unfortunately, it's not. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as we took Thessalonica in a pretty poorly led siege battle, I admit. But all the same, I hope to see you guys in the next one.